to leave. Already packed.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today I am here to put together my sinking funds for February. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out my last video where I went into my February budget. Before we get started, I really quickly wanted to mention, if you like what you see and you are excited to get into a budgeting journey, I definitely recommend picking up my 2025 Humble Beginnings Budget Planner. It is currently marked off. It is 40% off, and it's a great way to begin a budgeting journey. Or if you have a friend or family member who you think would be interested, definitely share this with them. All the pages are super cute. They're color coordinated. There's really cute graphics as well. So a fun option if you like to more decoratively budget, and also if you like paper and pen, because that's definitely me. I always say paper, pen, and stickers, that's my thing. So for sinking funds, I'm gonna start by just kind of decorating a little bit. So I think what I'm gonna do is, I think I'm gonna use these guys. So I'm gonna put this here up at the top. And then I think I'm gonna use the other one at the bottom, because I definitely don't need as much space here. And I think that will just kind of make it a little bit different. Okay, so let's start with all of our categories. So the first category that we have, and let me zoom in for you guys. My zoom and focusing has been a little bit weird, so hopefully it doesn't kind of get weird today. So first is activities. This is for the kids. So Macy is currently doing tumbling, so is Mila, and then we just signed Macy up for softball. She is gonna be doing cheer again this year as of right now, so this is going to get a lot of use very soon. Next is beauty. This is usually for my makeup and face wash, although there hasn't been a lot of activity lately. Also mine and the girls' haircuts, things like that. Next we have car insurance. We usually pay our car insurance on a biannual, twice a year basis. Our insurance is up and due at the end of the month. So one main goal for me this month is to look into new insurance. And I'm gonna put a little star right here to remind myself of that. Next we have car maintenance. So this is for oil changes, new tires, things like that. Car tags, this is for our car registration. We do have 2 cars and then 2 motorcycles / mopeds. So this will include all of those. Then we have Christmas and gifts, and this is a huge category for us. This includes birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, birthday parties. Anytime the kids are invited to a friend's party, this includes everything. So this also gets a ton of use. Jason and I are not putting money into clothes for us, so we just have clothes for the girls that we need to put in here. And we're not really keeping an ongoing balance. This is more of I add money to it if we end up using it. So we definitely use some in February, so we need to put that in. Next is our Costco membership. I don't think we've paid for the membership. I don't know why, but we have $65 for it in the fund now. I felt like it was due soon, so I'm gonna have to look into that. But Costco. Then we have another one that's big, entertainment and vacation. We are going to Colorado for spring break, so that will get very good use soon. Next is family photos. This is pretty much any pictures that you can assume will happen with a family. So it includes getting pictures taken, it includes printing pictures, it includes school and activity pictures, all the fun stuff. Then we have home maintenance. That was a weird sound outside. We do have a fairly updated home. A lot of things that typically would need to get replaced or updated are not really a concern for us. So it's really just minimal things, and eventually we'll have big things that come up, but like for right now, there's nothing major that will need to be fixed. Next, we have subscriptions. So this is for our Amazon Prime as well as my gym membership. I go through our Perk District, and so I pay annually, and it's really, really like dirt cheap, but it works out. And then we have summer camp. So the girls will do some summer camp, but for right now, we're just kind of leaving that. We're not contributing any to it. Then we have tolls. So in Illinois, we have something called an iPass, so we just have to fund that. And then we have our trash, which is paid every 3 months, and water, which is paid every 2 months. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into the amounts and what we're adding. So for activities, we ended up having nothing remaining. Again, we are staying very lean with sinking funds. This is something that I mentioned in the budget video, but back in the day, we were very aggressive with sinking funds, and we would every month put the same amount. So like what my goal for the year was to always contribute the same amount. With that being said, we always had pretty large balances. So like that ending amount was always pretty big. That is definitely one way to do it, and that's great if that's important to you, but I've just kind of realized that instead of having money sitting there, I'd rather more money go towards our goals. And right now our goal is to pay off our house as quickly as possible. So instead of like funding sinking funds aggressively, we're kind of just doing the bare minimum. We're doing it very lean, and that's allowing us to put more money towards the mortgage. It's risky because there could be things that come up in certain categories, and that could throw off a month or two, but for us, I think this is just the best bet for now. So like I said, activities, we had 0, but we're going to add in $411, and that will cover all of Macy and Mila's activities for the month. So it includes tumbling and then also Macy's registration for softball. For beauty, we have nothing in there, and we're adding in nothing. Again, very lean. Car insurance, we have $800.61. And the plan, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this, I think, do I wanna put this in? I was thinking about doing most amounts in pencil, so I could like adjust it. So yeah, I think do I wanna do that, or do I wanna just mark it off? I think I'm gonna do it in pencil, because these change, car insurance especially, like I'm hoping I can get our car insurance down a lot. So I don't know if we're gonna need all of this, but anyway, I'm gonna do $200, and I'm just gonna do that in pencil. For car maintenance, we had $27.47. I mentioned this recently, but we did just recently buy new tires for my Prius, so that's also a very lean beginning balance. We are hoping to add in $100. Jason's car also needs tires sometime this year, so we're putting in $100. That may change depending on how things are going. Car tags, we currently have $221.40, and we're adding in nothing. I feel like that's enough to register an entire car, so I don't want to put any more in there. For Christmas and gifts, we ended January with a negative amount, so we were negative $300, $316.79. We always add in $500, so I was not worried about being negative because I knew that that amount was going back in. So I'm also putting this in pencil because worst case scenario, we will just cover this $316.79 and we'll have nothing left. We have nothing really going on in terms of like funding parties or huge expenses for birthdays or anything like that, or any type of holiday. So I just want to try and be lean, and I know eventually Christmas will come, and I know eventually we have birthday parties, but for right now there's no point in having a huge balance for Christmas when we just got through it. And the reason why we were negative is because we had both the girls' birthday parties in January, so just a lot of money going in and out. Clothes for the girls, we ended up with 0. And I'm gonna go ahead and add in $200 for that to cover some of the shopping that we did, but also just having a little bit extra in there. For Costco, we had $60. We're gonna add in $5 for sure, because that's not very much. Entertainment and vacation, we ended the month with $27.19. And we are going to add in $500. We did recently do a ski trip, like a small, closer to home ski trip. So we've used at least $500. So we may even add in more because we do have another ski trip coming up. So definitely something that we'll be funding. Family pictures, we have $110.25. And we're gonna add in nothing because we're not really in that moment right now. I did purchase some pictures for our living room, so there will be money coming out. But in terms of needing to add more, it's not really something that like needs to happen. Home maintenance, we currently have $383.36. We're adding in nothing because that's a pretty decent amount. If anything big happens, I should mention this when I'm saying that we're being really lean in a lot of areas. We do have a fully funded emergency fund that could get us through like a year's worth of expenses, like normal, non-extravagant expenses. So I'm not super worried about being lean with some of these sinking funds. Subscriptions, we are currently negative $43. And I'm gonna add in $20 for sure, just to kind of catch this back up. The reason why it's negative is because I did not anticipate signing up for the gym. So when I purchased it for an entire year, it was right around the time that our Amazon Prime was gonna be due. So anyway, we'll catch back up. I'm not worried about it. Summer camp, we have $0 saved and we're not adding anything in. I believe I included Macy's summer registration in activities last month because we did have to sign up for it. For tolls, we have $21.35 and we're adding in nothing. And then for trash, we ended the month with $122. We're gonna add in $20. And then for water, we have $27.91, and we always add in $50. So that means that our beginning balance is $1,320.97. And the goal as of right now is to add in $2,006. So I'm doing this in pencil because a lot of the above is in pencil and it will just kind of depend on how the month goes. Like I said, don't, like with sinking funds, I've mentioned this 100 times before, but I always feel like it's really important to mention, don't feel pressured to fund a ton of sinking funds. Don't feel pressured that every single month you are committed to putting in and contributing the same amount. Sinking funds and your budget is very personal. I have always had a hard time sharing my budget because you do every once in a while get, you know, one-off comments about, oh my gosh, you spend that much, or oh my gosh, this amount, I could never spend that much. Like, you know, it's hard sharing your budget. It's hard putting yourself out there, but in reality, it really doesn't matter what other people say. All you need to do is tailor your budget, your sinking funds, everything financially to you and what works best for you and what works best for your family if you're in that position. I feel like I've been very consistent with my budget, but recently I've realized you have to be a little bit more, not lenient, but like you have to be a little bit more flexible when it comes to some things because it's not always going to work exactly the way that you want. You're not always going to be able to do the things that you want. A lot of it depends on your circumstances, your income, how expensive things are. I mean, eggs are ridiculous right now, and we always buy kind of more of the expensive eggs anyway, because Jason's really big into like the pasture raised or whatever it's called. But regardless, there's a lot of things that are not in your control when it comes to budgeting. So just try and tailor it to yourself as much as possible. Don't worry so much about other people. I share my budget just to give you guys ideas. The amounts I don't feel like matter. I feel like it's just the techniques and, you know, the ways that I'm doing things. So anyway, that is it when it comes to sinking funds. One other thing that I wanted to do is I want to put together a little tracker for mine and Jason's allowances. This is something that I have kind of kept track of differently over the years, but I wanted to put together something in this little video so I can show you guys how I'm planning on doing it. So, just trying to see how I want to do that. So I'm definitely gonna put I really like having those together like that. We'll do the same thing for Jason's side. I love the look of the torn washi. I think it's so cute and like just different than like the straight basic washi. Don't feel afraid to make your planner your own. There's all these extra blank pages, and I feel like it's fun to make your budget planner work for you. So for example, if you don't do paycheck budgets like myself, you could use those paycheck budgets to like do like mock budgets. If you film videos and you just like wanna say like, oh, okay, if my income changed or if I got this promotion, what would that look like for me? Those are great pages to just kind of experiment and see. Like, you can definitely do whatever you want to do when it comes to your own planner. That's something that's really cool. So I think I'm gonna do I'm just gonna use these event stickers and write little labels. So it just says Sarah's allowance, Jason's allowance. I'll put that at the top here. How do I wanna mark that? I think I'm gonna do that, and then I'll use the other little piggy banks that I have for each one. That's cute, I like that. Do the same thing for Jason's side. And then I'm just gonna write in some headers. Like, you honestly don't need to be fancy with it. You can definitely do custom scripts, and if I thought ahead, I could have done that, but I'm not gonna do that today. So, date, amount, and then I'm just gonna do description. Yeah, I think that's good. I could have also done like balance, but I don't think that that is super necessary. I feel like that's something that I can calculate if I need to. So super easy, nothing super fancy. Don't feel afraid to just kind of make what you have work. Date, amount, description. Jason never spends all of his allowance, so he does always start with the beginning balance. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually at the top going to put in his beginning balance, just so I know he always has money going forward. And I could definitely set that up as a sinking fund, but Just feel like for simplicity, I do not. So let me pull, I'm just gonna use one of these guys. Beginning balance. Jason has a beginning balance of $623.93. Like I said, the guy does not spend money. So I am just going to, I'm just gonna put it over here. And that way I know when I'm tracking like what his allowance is, I have an idea of, okay, this is what he has. I know he does want to buy some skis, and skis are starting to get on sale. So that's why having a beginning balance is important. So anyway, guys, that is it for the sinking fund video. And I know I kind of went a little AWOL and put in another little tracker, but I thought, why not do it while I have you guys here? I hope you guys enjoyed getting to hear a little bit about our sinking funds and how they're changing, and then get to see this little process. I am going to go now and watch a show and track some of my expenses, and I will be back with a weekly check-in very soon so you guys can see how things are going. I know I say this all the time, but I'm really hoping to be a little bit more consistent with posting, and even posting like some of the stuff in Instagram and on Facebook. Just, I feel like that's one thing that I need to get better at, and it's a lot of just making the time sometimes and putting together a plan. So I'm hoping to do that more. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure, if you haven't already, to pick up the planner. We do have some left, and we're really hoping to be able to offer this planner going forward. And a huge part of that is just making sure that we have the sales to support it. So definitely make sure you share it if possible. I'll continue trying to post it and advertising it. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking.